Tuesday, October 1st, 2019. For the record, all city council members are present, as are members of the staff, as some members of the public with us. We welcome you. Looks like we've got some Cub Scouts with us this evening, and we're excited to have you here. Do you have a den leader? Are you Weebelow's den or Bear Den or? Weebelow's, huh? Do you have a den leader? Not a den leader, a boy leader, so I'm looking for.
This young man right here is our den leader.
Is he? Do you want to come up to the microphone, please?
No.
That's part of what happens. That's
on a
part of
timeline.
coming. We put you on the spot, so come on up to the microphone, pull that microphone down where you can talk into it, okay? Hey, pull it down, yeah, a little bit there. That'll help. So you want to introduce yourself and then introduce your fellow scout and also your leaders. Would you do that? Tell us which pack you're from.
I am from 187.
Okay.
And my name is Bryson Jackson.
Bryson Jackson, okay. Who's your friend back there?
His name is Sean. Sean
Sean?
Stinger.
Sean Stenger. Good. Welcome, Sean. Who's your leaders?
Dan and
I'm new. I'm
He's
Tyler.
new, so this is Tyler. Tyler Boyd.
Tyler. And who was the other one?
Dan.
Dan. Oh, I thought you said Dad. Okay. Yeah. He's about, he could almost be your grandpa, huh? We know Dan pretty well. Yeah, so we're excited to have you here this evening. You know, I'm going to ask you if you can do it. Would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight? Could you do that?
Sure.
Okay, we're all going to stand, okay? Well, we all stand, and if you do that. Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you doing that for us, and thanks for being here. Anything you need to tell us tonight you want to say?
No, I don't think so.
Well, good. Good luck to you in your Webelow scouting, and I know you got some good leaders there too. So thanks for being here this evening. This time, we usually take a moment of silence as we remember those who are serving in our military, those who serve this great nation. We ask you to remember them as they put themselves in harm's way in our behalf. And also, we always remember our first responders, our police, our firefighters, and they too, they're always there for us. And I read some things just the last few days. It's just amazing the service they provide other than doing their normal duties, but we sincerely appreciate them. So we'd also ask you to remember our city council this evening as they make choices and decisions this night that affect those who live and come into our communities. So we'll take a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. We'll next move on to our public comment period. This is the time that's set aside, gives you an opportunity to come forward to the microphone, talk to the city council. You can express any concerns or ideas that you might have. We'd ask you to keep your comments to about 3 minutes if you would, and just for your information, usually no action is taken during public comment. We just take what you have to say and probably act on it later if it's something that needs to be acted on. So the time is now yours for public comment. You're welcome to come forward to the microphone. Seeing none, we'll move on next to presentations and reports. I have a couple items tonight. Roger reminded me of our fire department open house last night. Going to put Chief Shelley on the spot and ask him if he'd give us a brief report as to how that went. I told Roger it wouldn't be any problem putting you on the spot, so.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that, Roger. No, it went really well. We put it out a little bit later this year due to a couple conflicts. We had 3 fires that we burned last night. And so I think next year we're going to move the time earlier again and go back to that and see if we can't fix that conflict with a vendor. Overall, for as cold as it was, we had a pretty good turnout and got to land a helicopter, got to show some people some fire, and hopefully they had a good time. And a couple food trucks, and Steve missed out on the corn dog, so.
Good. They're always really well done, so thank you, Chief. Just have one announcement. Our Riverdale Sam's Club has recently been remodeling. They've done some interior remodeling and also some on the outside, on the exterior. They are having a re-grand opening ceremony. It's a week from Friday on October 11th at 9:00 a.m. And we would like to invite just everybody that is welcome to come to that. We know that's a big event for them. They do a lot of things for our community, support our police and fire parks, and I understand there's probably going to be some presentations made that morning. So it'd be nice, just like to invite you to that because that's a good event. Anything from our city council members, the committees you're on? Anything? How's the mosquitoes? Are they?
With the cold weather, it's slowing down. They haven't had too many other cases of West Nile reported, so it's the time of year when they kind of kick back.
Good. That's good. Anything else, council? Move on next to our consent items. Consideration to approve the meeting minutes from September 17th, 2019. These are the city council work session and city council regular session minutes. We had, I think, one correction noted in our work session that's going to be looked at. Is there anything else that needs to be looked at on that? With that, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the consent items.
Second?
Okay, have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous in favor. Move on next to our action items. We have 2 action items this evening. First, consideration of issuing a Class A beer license to Speedway LLC. Speedway LLC is located at 1055 West Riverdale Road. Ms. Evans.
It's just consideration of the beer license. She's actually here if you guys have any questions for her. Or for you, for Nana.
I had a question.
Go ahead, Mr.
Does Speedway have other locations around the valley?
Yes, actually Speedway is coming in and taking over ownership of 26 locations in Utah.
Wow.
So they will all be converting toward the end of October.
Is it,
Those are your first ones in Utah, though.
Yes,
Okay.
they are.
All right.
is it a particular franchise that you're taking over, or just random buildings?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Say again.
Is it a particular franchise?
Speedway LLC is a limited liability that has been operating for years in basically the east and the Midwest, and it's now moving out west. So they have been in business for a very long time, and they're now moving out west. So
Is there a particular location or stores that you're taking
they're
over?
based. Their company is based out of Enon, Ohio, Enon, Ohio. But they have many, probably over, I believe, over 40,000 locations in business now in the Midwest and in the East.
Okay. Is it sort of like a 7-Eleven? What is
It
the
would be
business?
similar to
Are you taking over like Sinclair's?
they're
or-
taking over mostly Tesoro locations. Some of them are Shells, some of them are, I think most of them are Tesoros or Shells. Yeah. And right now we're working on 26 in Utah, from Ogden to St. George. And one happens to be in Riverdale.
That's good.
We're gonna lose our dinosaur?
No. Not that.
It's the Exxon, I think, down on 1050 West on the corner.
Any other questions?
No, not for me.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you for your consideration.
With that, do we have a motion on issuing the beer license? Mr. Hanson,
I'd move to approve issuing Class A beer license to Speedway LLC for 1055 West Riverdale Road.
Second.
okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous in favor, thank you.
Good luck to you.
Luck to you, hope you do well here. Move on to action item 2, consideration of resolution 2019-24. And this is the recertification of our justice court. Mr. Brooks, our city attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. Every few years, it's mandated by policy that our justice court gets recertified. And what the state wants to know is that the council is interested in maintaining this and continuing to do what we do. I included a letter in my packet there. The justice court is in sound financial shape. Everything's going good. So I don't know any reason why we wouldn't want to do this. I think it provides a good service and benefit to the city and our residents and our police department as well. So it is my recommendation that you guys pass this and ask that we continue doing it.
Thank you, Steve. Do you have any questions for Mr. Brooks? With that, do we have a motion, Mr. Arnold?
Move to approve resolution 2019-24, recertification of the Justice Court.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on this motion? Mr. Mitchell?
I just wanted to thank Steve for continuing this. I think it is a benefit to our citizens and our staff as well. And I'm sure it causes you extra work and stress, but we appreciate you taking care of it. So thanks.
Big job. With that, do we have let's see. Ms. Evans, would you poll the council on the resolution, please?
Councilmember Ellis,
Aye.
Councilmember Mitchell,
Aye.
Councilmember Arnold,
Aye.
Councilmember Hanson,
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous in favor. Thank you.
Do we need to mention that or no?
No, that's a good point. We'll go back. We had one discussion item on the agenda this evening, and it was item G1, discussion concerning animal control services and fees. We talked about that in our work session and decided to remove that discussion from the agenda, so that's why that hasn't taken place. So, move on next. We have a closed executive session. We need at this time move into a closed executive session, so we'll need to excuse the public. We appreciate you being here this evening. We'll need, I'll read the item. Consideration of adjourning into closed executive session pursuant to the provisions of Section 52-4-205 of the Open and Public Meetings Law for the purpose of discussing the purchase, exchange, or lease of real property. And need to have a motion to go into the closed executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion, we have a second. Ms. Evans, would you poll the council on the motion, please?
Councilmember Arnold,
Aye.
Councilmember Hanson,
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens,
Aye.
Councilmember Ellis,
Aye.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous in favor, thank you. Are we good on the live stream and the